we're not gonna take it so serious the last week, and like,
I feel like
and they're also kind of strategizing around who don't we want to see at the PUBG Classic.
Sure. I feel like a lot of that was elephants chasing greyhounds towards the end of that. But anyway, thank you very much, gentlemen. It is time for our final game of the day. It's going to be game number 5. We will be on Miramar's 16 teams. Get ready to enter the plane here for the PUBG Europe League. When I'm going to head over to Demon and Sims one last time for day 3.
It is the final game of the day. It is the beautiful sunny shores of Miramar, and it is a Eastern Plain. Shouldn't be too troublesome, though, for the majority of the teams. I think everyone can kind of hit their spots, opposed to maybe a long drop. So outside of that, looks like Joker's going to return back to La Cabrera. I guess we're going to see FaZe Clan back over Monte Nuevo. It is a long old drop over that way, mind you, so we may see some small adjustments.
Yep, certainly more difficult on a map like this compared to Erangel, especially from trying to find a home position if you are down that western bank. There aren't too many, mainly because of that huge cliff face that runs parallel to it.
They're going south.
It's a difficult kind of rotation to hit off the back. You would expect them to kind of go south, get the vehicles. They might even potentially clip round.
Los Higos, I think.
Yeah, maybe. They might be doing that. It's like the whole southerly region. There's not really a lot of options down there, to be honest with you, other than doing that, because if they go mainly through the middle area, like Commissary, for example, you know you're going to have teams lingering around the edge. Los Leones also might have early guns, in which case they might be able to clip you out of midair. So FaZe just need to play it careful. They need a decent finish. They've had 3 16th places so far. They'll be looking for blood, to be honest with you, in this game. They not only need a placement, but they need a fair amount of kills as well. I mean, they ended on a win yesterday. It would definitely seem right to kind of end on a win today, and that, ladies and gentlemen, I think is more water than land.
Please. This is the circle.
That's the island circle,
This is the island circle, right? Actually, it was a little further to the east than that, but still, that is a big problem. I think FaZe Clan, you probably say, we were talking about obviously where they go across the Los Higos. They're going to look at that and say, nope. We're just going to loop around here and stick around this area. One thing I've noticed, obviously, because Jokers now went up to La Cabrera, it does leave Impala back open again. So there is a lot of open ground. Impala, we know Impala is the eastern circle, eastern town. That is the center of the circle right now, Impala.
It is. So there's going to be 2 scenarios here. One of the teams that's obviously lingering in this area is going to get it. Either ENCE are going to be proactive and move, because they're obviously through the fields and stuff, getting the vehicles and being able to pick them up left, right, and center, and they move in and move back and get together and then loot Impala. The thing is that for any team that goes for it now, it's a really easy transition for 2 reasons. One, there's going to be nobody there. That's the most important thing. Nobody can kill you on way. There's not going to be a team lingering in there. 2, you can go now because you have a fresh city to loot.
Yeah.
So just get vehicles, say, okay, let's drop what we have now and just go and continue to loot Impala. It's doable, but again, you have to be, you're thinking head on from your IGL that another team might be also doing the same thing.
Pokemon is up that way, yeah, he's looking.
Took the words out of mouth there. Poco might be the initial scout that actually makes the call, all right, boys, let's move in, let's take control of it. You could even be proactive and take the western side of Impala to really shut it down, lock it down, stop anyone being more proactive to coming towards it, and try and pick up people heading through the fields.
I mean, the one thing I will say about this circle is there is a ton of really good compounds available within this one. That hillside, not even compounds, there's a lot of hills and ridge lines and ditches that can hold a lot of teams.
But there's not enough to support 16.
Oh, there is. I mean, there's first circle especially. Second circle, I would say as well. Because
I think it's because of how many are on the outside, though, Lee. I mean, look.
Well, it's the tricky part of the circle is not the compounds and the positions to get to. It's how to get there.
Yeah.
Like the routes to take. We were talking about how.
What did you guys think?
Well, I don't know. What did you think?
Interesting part is inside the butt piece.
I mean, I wonder if that's in our headphones or coming through the stream. It's an interesting one. Anyway, we'll might be a bit of a...
I'm not sure if it's Tanya I can hear. I'm trying to figure out whose voice it is. But anyway, back to the rotation points. You do obviously have the northern point. Looking at G2, they're going to make their way down south. ENCE obviously in around La Bandita at the moment. Vitali going to come down Minas Generales. Oh my word, what was that? That was somebody's got a, somebody had Twitch running, I believe, in the background.
That's probably what we heard. Yep. Anyway,
there we go.
Further, moving on from
We
that
tracked
swiftly.
it down. It's wonderful.
We'll move slightly on from that one. Navi will take Impala, so they've headed up first. They're the first ones to strike, and they're doing exactly kind of what I expected them to do. Again, I'm just telling you all this off the map because on screen you won't see too much right now. It's going to be rotations, everyone getting the vehicles, everyone starting to kick off. As soon as we see something, we'll be able to call it out and go on with the action. But Navi are the first ones to head up, take Impala. They have as well taken the western side of it, which will stop other people injecting themselves in from the west, as that's mainly the transitional point. G2 will come down from the north, but again, they can hold that main coastal road. Raise Your Edge and Winstrike, they've got to be careful because you're going to hit, unfortunately, a wall of German players waiting to strike because that's a bottleneck for the north.
Meanwhile, down the south, we got FaZe obviously making the move along the coastline, actually looking to secure a boat, I feel. Maybe one of them, and obviously they were part of that insanity that happened on the island. Maybe they're going to secure one boat and maybe send one person, who knows. But either way, they've got to be careful because they're going around to Porto Paraíso, and M19 are doing the same thing. M19 will get there first. So they're going to be careful they don't run into it. Crate coming down to Los Leones. Nobody's going to get that. All the cities have already evacuated Los Leones, and it's on top of the market, so there's no way anyone's getting it anyway.
You could park a car and jump up, I suppose, if you really wanted to.
You could make a run and jump off there as well, but yeah, nobody's going to take the time to get that. Yeah,
that's for certain, and you'd just be an open target. Team Liquid, not too much of a transition from Picardo. They'll get the
I'll tell you what, there is a
Ridgeline
crate
road
on the east road that G2 certainly may well get. I think I can see Brexco heading straight towards it. He's just off the road. It's just down south, so nobody's going to really see it. Oh, well, let's see. It's an AUG. It's not a bad one.
I don't think any crate's a bad one these days, are they?
Nah, not really.
Those level 3s are just such they play a pivotal role, to be honest with you,
Another
especially
point.
for the marksman. If they want to try and take some picks and peeks at distance, the level 3, you just got to give it to the dude who can hit people at range. Transitions coming through. ENCE at the moment. Froz's prediction isn't looking good. Jempty has been battered, but he's not going down without a fight. It is actually stolen. Natus comes in, yeah.
It's been a quiet day for Vitality overall, actually. They've not had the greatest of luck in some of the games. Obviously, they did kind of try and snake it in the last matchup. But 2 Finns down, one from Winstrike, one from ENCE at the moment. As Raise Your Edge pick up another kill. It's starting to become a bad day for them. We're starting to see a little glimmer of hope from them, I feel. TSM on the rotation. We were talking about which path do you take. Well, TSM are kind of really blitzing it straight through the middle and getting away with it. They're awful close to Navi, though, as they pull up. The Knights way out north towards La Bandita at the moment, so we'll see how the paths work out for these teams.
Natus Vincere have to be aware that a fight is imminent. TSM are slowly but surely working their way in. They've already got an entry fragger who might be able to do some damage in the point of Rory. In fact, this is an interesting play from Navi. They're opting to leave Impala and give it up and move to a better... I mean, I suppose this is a very good position.
Go for a 2-2, yeah?
I like the petrol station over here. There's a lot of ground coverage around it. You can hide the vehicles, and you can also just dip inside and avoid... I mean, this is actually... I think we saw it yesterday where I believe it was TSM. That was their grave. They had a bit of a rough start because on the opposing side of the road you do have a little bit of a ditch that you can put grenades up and over. Liquid still lingering in the distance from all that fight, being able to watch this one unfold. And I think the one thing we need to unfold is this circle. Where's it going to go?
Please.
You think?
Look, we've seen it once. That's enough, I think.
Did Liquid win that game as well in particular? I know they had 2 members over.
No, they didn't. It was, I think Red Diamonds did, actually, I believe. I think it was Red Diamonds that came out top in that one. Hello.
I heard that.
Yeah, Joker's getting caught out there. Bit of an M24 catching them. NIP, oh, they might find Winstrike. Winstrike have already lost one as well, and this is a big spread from NIP to catch. A big net has been laid out, and it looks like Winstrike are kind of going straight through it. And yeah, they're going to dodge away from the hillside. MBS is the one we should be looking at on the top of the hill. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. FaZe Clan, get your boats. I can hear. We are quite away from the players, and I can hear them collectively shouting and sighing.
It's actually happened. in Pro League.
So,
We're
okay,
going to
so
an
I want
island.
to talk about this because G2 has been spread along here. I feel they've actually been looking for the boats the whole time because they've kind of been going along the edge here. FaZe Clan, look at this. FaZe are in a boat already. FaZe are in a boat. They've already been looking for it. They've got themselves a boat down Porto Paris. So
We're not players, Lee, and we were already preempting it.
Yeah.
So all these guys will almost certainly have been preempting it. As you said, G2, they went to the coastline. FaZe have been lingering around the back as well. They're already in a boat. Last time this happened, I remember what Mexi said to me. There's nothing many people can do. So all they will do, if they can't get across to the island,
They will
they'll
shoot.
literally sit on the coastline and try and murder people making their way to the island. Instead, teams have got ready for it.
FaZe are 4 in a boat. G2 got 2 in a boat. I think NIP are about to get a boat. Cup of Magic and Co. Rise are Edge 4 in a boat up in the north. They're getting shot at on the south. This is going to be chaos. Now, I'm gonna preempt you now, guys. Anyone watching, it will be chaos for the next 2 phases, and then there will be a long period of dead time because everyone will just get in their position and hide. But if some of these 4-man boats get caught out, it could be tragedy.
Let's quickly fly you through what we can see on the map. Nip are swimming. G2 are already over on the island. Raise Your Edge are going for a very sneaky maneuver. They've gone up in the north and they're going to come the backside of the island. Liquid, meanwhile, they're picking up people, picking up players, what you need to do. If you can't get over to the island in time, you need to do whatever you can to grab as many points. FaZe, they'll go for the lower island, the smaller side. They're coming up from the south. But again, that main island already has 2 teams planted on it. That's going to be almost impenetrable because if you try to hit the backside or the front side, you've got G2 and Raise Your Edge. FaZe, again, with that smaller island, you will be able to fit another team on there. Navi, they also have a boat, so we already have potentially 4 teams making their way out there.
M19 are going for the little island just off to the south, so they're going to come in towards FaZe Clan. You can see the positions. It's starting to get very chaotic on the coastline, and people, as you mentioned, it's just going to be a bloodbath right now. Vitality and Winstrike going at it in the north. Raise Your Edge in there. NIP trying to swim, but that is a long, long swim. Navi coming in the boat. Look down south. FaZe Clan kind of ready and waiting for them, and I think they may have clocked them already, judging by the position. Yes, they have. They're taking
they're
shots
laying
onto
it.
Navi.
They've already seen it. They're laying down. James onto Michael, and this is what we said would be seen as players come down from the mountains to try and get into the water. You're going to have these players just lingering on the sides, trying to mop up whatever they can, and it's going to be back and forth. You know, we can't say it enough. This will be complete chaos and utter carnage. Raise Your Edge, though, Lee. I tell you what, they've pushed aggressively into the island. They hit the backside of it. They're now going to give G2 a run for the money.
Well, I can tell Frozzy's broke his curse. It's now obviously me that causes this to happen. Raise Your Edge are engaging. They catch out Chris, and Chris is down. That is a battle for the island. They're literally fighting them on the beaches. Squeaky and Miraku getting down, so ENCE trying to collect as many kills, and that's what it's about. Forget placements, because if you're not on the island, it's not going to be a placement. You want to try and collect as many points as you can with the kills.
Oh, this is insane. This is pure madness.
It's the Northern Island.
This is pure madness.
So FaZe need to move. FaZe need to realize this island is not safe anymore. It's going to pull away from them. It almost certainly will go to that northern pitch. And you can see Navi coming in, but the problem is they're heading straight in towards Raise Your Edge, who have the back of the island covered.
To be fair for FaZe, for the simple fact that they're actually boots on the
island,
ground,
yeah.
they might be able to stay there for now and just batter everybody else.
They have top 5 secured. If
Yeah,
they just stay where
pretty
they
much.
are. Yeah, and that, I mean, it's better than 16th, which they've had 3 times today. TSM catching CrowCrowd out, coming in behind, and this is what we find. It's not about being on the beach first. It's about being on the beach last and shooting everyone in the back.
Nip swimming.
Navi gone. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Raise Your Edge, ready and waiting for it. That was the whole boat just taken out like that by Raise Your Edge, and they're going to be so happy. That was, I think it was 3 in the boat. It wasn't the full 4 because I think they'd lost one already. All 3 in the boat, so more kills. Raise Your Edge already picked a couple up at the top as well, remember?
They did. They knocked out the big man, Chris. He's a big scalp to take from G2. Just continuing this dominance on the main head of the island with all 4 players up. The next team they'll have to face is NIP, Sharks in the water. They're actually swimming it. They don't have a boat. Tixu's also up there in the north. Liquid, they've got a battle for themselves. You can see Winstrike taking a body or 2. Brexico from across the island takes out Gempty on the beachhead. This is just...
There's two big fights
what
going on
can you
right
say
now.
to
There's
this?
the Knights, ENCE, Vitality, and Winstrike, all on the northern side. They're all fighting. You can see that's kind of ended. The Knights have destroyed a bunch of them. Meanwhile, down the south coast side is Red Diamonds, Liquid, and Digital Athletics all clashing as well. CrowCrowd have actually managed to get boots on the ground on the island. FaZe Clan and M19, they're fighting on the southern island right now. It is pretty carnage, so forgive us if it's a little hard to follow because there is around about 4 fights all happening at the same time. M19 and FaZe, yeah, they're fighting on the island on the south right now, so they're starting to push on towards it, so Uber goes down. Vitality in the blue, just trying to head out and look for any kills they can right now.
So FaZe were getting the main beachhead of their little island to try and hold back M19 in the blue because they have swum, but they have lost one in that overextension. Fuzzface and Mexi now need to get to ENCE to be able to hold the line as a wall of M19 players will encroach on that island. If they can keep them at bay, they can try and keep control for now. We've also
Tab gets one and almost gets two. Monkey goes down and Tab will take them in a 2v1. Nice work from him. It's going to be all for naught. It will get him 2 points though, and that's going to be important.
And that's the whole thing. It's about picking up points where you can at the moment.
Look
Team
at
Liquid,
Tixu.
Team Liquid are actually setting up to try and murder all these people. They're going to head down from them. If they can't get the placement, they might as well try and get the player points while they can. The Tab, as you say, up in the north, just holding on for dear life. He'll have to swim very soon, and the water will probably become his grave, unfortunately. You've got Mikaz as well, who will be able to run the beachhead if he has the meds.
EIT is about to get pushed by M19, it looks like. He's getting support from Mexi as well, but they are encroaching upon his building. It's still a north-south. It could go any way at the moment.
We need to take a quick look and check in with FaZe because M19 might be hitting them any second. Samty still finding bodies. And he's watching the blue because he knows people will be creeping and crawling slowly but surely. Ibiza finds best to lock. The communication came through. I didn't realize actually Liquid still have 3. They might be able to swim this very soon. However, G2 on the opposing side, they can see them.
Yeah, no chance. It's Digital Athletics and TL that are going to face each other. Pittsburgh Knights are coming in behind them at the moment, so they're going to catch them, push them in the blue. It's Team Liquid that will fall, though, it seems. Just Samty remaining. Pittsburgh Knights, G2. You can see the tracer fire coming across from the island. Team Liquid will go down. 12th place for them. They collected as many kills as they can. 5 kills and counting for Digital Athletics as they now clash with the Knights on the island. Meanwhile, FaZe Clan, they need to consolidate, they need to pull themselves back together. EIT has been rescued by Mexi, but M19 are there in force on the southern island. It's going to be a battle between the two. By the way, something we haven't noticed is NIP. They successfully swam the coastline and they got onto that island.
They did. They managed to make it. Samty will take out the remainder alongside Voxic of Digital Athletics. But now all of a sudden you'll see it, the Knights still start falling to the hammer of G2 on the opposing side. Mikas is gone. That's the end of ENCE's run.
I felt sorry for Tab. Tab was the one that was shooting in there, so he didn't actually get the kill confirmed for him. But now the Knights, yeah, this is the tale. Okay, the bloodbath is over on the coast. Time to hit the water, and you can see G2 just opening up on them as they hit the raw water.
Oh, this is brutal. There's not really a lot you can do. You come up for air.
Dive.
The second that you come up for air, though, they're just going to punch you back down. They've literally they're going to hold the line, hold the water's edge. Wanderer now back onto Mexi. The M19 FaZe fight might start to unfold as M19 have finally got a pick of their own. That's an answer back to earlier on because they managed to get the initial knock.
It's a building on building. M19 are actually looking to push the building. We really need to be looking at the southern island. We could do with seeing what's going on because M19 are making a push onto FaZe's backs here. They've got Mexi back on his feet. Fuzzface is coming around to join him while we're watching the other island. This is completely pointless action. Let's get onto the FaZe M19 fight that's going on the island because that's a battle for position.
And here we have it. Initial grenades go up. They have the information. Able to read it through. Bullets come out. He's been warned. Players now behind him in the buildings. He needs to be very aware. EIT's been naded. He's damaged. He's not quite done just yet. Mexi tries to lowball one over. See if we can get any kind of breathing space here in a knock. AKM, M4, and a scat all staring down. Hoping FaZe do pop out. And while all this is going on, you've just got Voxic just... Yep, casual 15-time scope. Why
They're
not?
going to get over there as well, you know. Rios has actually made it, I think. But
they've managed to find Fuzz, so they now have got this information.
Oh, he's got caught out, but he's going to get... Oh, the refrag did not come in! And Wanderer takes them down in a 2v1. And FaZe Clan just have Fuzzface standing. They were one of the first ones on the island, but they allowed M19 to creep in, and that's some beautiful play from the Wanderer.
Time to run, David. You're the last man standing, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Tixu, however, still on the opposing side, trying to find the... he actually somehow made it, and I don't know how. He's in a 1 versus 4 engagement, I do believe, so
Here we
we'll
go,
see if
Rich.
he can make anything happen.
North or south? Where's it go?
North.
It's a north swing. It means that FaZe and M19 and CrowCrowd all need to evacuate the southern island and make their way north, where G2, NIP, raise your edge. And I think the Knights not quite got in there, so VOXIC is just sitting on the crate.
I would love Raise Your Edge to win this game. I would love to see them. They push the island in the backside. They've managed to get up. They've removed one of G2 already. They're now getting aggressive on Tixu. He's the last man standing over there. If they can take him out and then work their way onto NIP, they could bag some really much-needed big boy points here. This, for me, is a game that is going to kind of differentiate that table. You've got G2 who've had a quiet one. It might jump them even further up the leaderboard. NIP, you said they've been constant today. They've been playing really, really well. But for Raise Your Edge, this is another confidence booster.
Oh, Fuzzface, he manages to get one down. A little underarm nade's going to come out here and pop that on towards elite players. Yep, he gets it down, so he manages to finish off. Enoch's going to try and go for the push, and you can see VOXIC, he's trying to swim away while Tixu tries to get a angle. He is solo, but he's in that smoke. He's going to get a little peek. M19 realizing we're not going to go for this. Enoch and the Wanderer doesn't want to push for it, so that's happening. That's finished off. Brexco will find the Knights down in 8th place as Fuzzface still tries to hold off M19.
You can't do much, but the more bodies he can take at this point,
One
the
of those
better.
needs.
Tixu's probably going to die.
Yep.
Raise Your Edge, find him. 7th place for Winstrike Gaming. Fuzz
I mean,
has been hit pretty hard by that last nade, and I don't really think there's much more he can do. Probably end up dying to the blue here, but if we know FaZe players, they don't go out without a bang, so I'll dribble that one over to see if anything can happen. Smokes are in abundance, and I think this should be GG for FaZe, unless he gets really low.
We see some midair. Down he goes. That's going to be Enoch finds him, and M19 will now back away, but you can see already the tracer fire coming in. CrowCrowd pops out. Magister, they weren't expecting him, and he manages to take down M19 in 5th place, and Magister makes a mad dash down the hill, and he will go down to G2, and we're down to 3.
Hey, I tell you what, though, to get 4th place, a 2 versus 1 and 2 points extra as well, that's good for CrowCrowd, so fair play to him.
And they're fighting out
It
down
is.
the table. CrowCrowd and M19 pretty even on points at the moment. Cup of Magic's been spotted as Gaxi strikes the first frag for NIP. How have they not picked up any kills on that island?
However, that's the first loss for Raise Your Edge, so now they know exactly where NIP
It's a 3 on
is.
3 on 3.
To be able to send Cup of Magic, I know fair play, they've lost him now, but at least they haven't lost much more of the team. It was kind of like, go out there, scout the area, see what's going on, and feed back the information. They now know where NIP is, and the thing is, NIP have to come to Raise Your Edge. Raise Your Edge could take advantage here. Take the hillside, take the fight, let NIP arrive.
There's a chance for a 20-point game here for someone. Raise Your Edge with 6, G2 with 6 as well. NIP are the only team that have got just the 1 frag at the moment, and they have to make this move. Raise Your Edge have allowed them to get a little close to the hillside, so now they've got to worry. That's a nice little headshot coming out from Snark there. He's trying to get an angle on towards Gaxi, but if he peeks too far, he's going to get pressured by MBS. G2 are the ones that are sitting pretty, and they're already making a move. Wanted's fallen down. That's a tragedy, because Snark's now going to have to give up his position if he wants to get the revive, or they have to hold the hill, as Wanted is in all sorts of trouble, and G2 are pushing them behind.
That's really unlucky. That's super, super unlucky to fall off in such a pivotal moment. That may have just cost them the game, because now they're into what was at least a 2 versus 3 scenario.
A 2 versus 2, because they've
moved
managed
into
to
a
get
2, yeah.
NIP got downed by, I think it was Udir that managed to get the down on him.
Remember, you've got G2 who are just kind of back building here and waiting for this. Oh, they've sent Brexco up as the sniffer dog.
Yeah.
He's on his own. He's pushing up aggressively onto all these teams.
Well, Kate was with him, and he's just backed away, so they're giving him the range support there. Brexco just wants to confirm that kill. He saw the knock. He wants to know where it is, but he's not going to see him. He's underwater. And there we go. That's going to be a simple death to the water. And now Fast Rail, they've managed to get the revive on NIP here with 3 alive in the top 3. Another big finish for them, but Fast Rail comes up, gets 1, can't get the second. Gaxi gets involved. That's going to be Raise Your Edge out, but it's a 3rd place finish for them. Lots of points being gained today for them, a lot of confidence, and now it's going to be a 3 on 3. If they can get their player on his feet, I think MBS is going to be lost to the circle. And look at this, Brexco is right on the border. Oh, Oh, he's downed! Vard takes his head off.
That's a good kill from Vard, a good initial frag. Nades will go up and over, but I mean, there's no resin off that one, but it all depends what Kaint does. Remember, they have to come down here. They're only just inside the circle.
But
I
look
don't
at
know how much range they have to be able to take these fights, especially when you got Udyr with the 8 times just slamming him with an SKS.
That off position is going to cause some problems because they're silhouetting over the top there, and he's instantly taking the pops on them. Not really landing the shots, though, which is what you'd like to see.
No
Kaint's up close and personal. Kaint's going looking for it. Brexco does get confirmed. That nade is going to go pinging off to the left-hand side, won't find its target as they try and continue. Udyr, there's only 6 shots left on his SKS here, and he's not landing them.
4 more bullets to go, and then that's the range removed. They're still continuing forward, and they're also picking up utility as well off the bodies on the way down. This is great work from NIP. I mean, I'm still disappointed, and I wonder what could have happened had Wanted stayed alive in this one, and I don't think NIP would have been able to push up. They've had that 3rd-man advantage. But now he's out of bullets for the SKS, I believe.
Yeah.
Nope, 3.
3 in
He's got to make him hit, really. I mean, once this is what's keeping them at bay, right?
But for NIP, they've already had a second today. They want that chicken dinner. They're the only invited team that have yet to get one. And this is a prime position. 2 on 2. Circle not going their way. It pulls again further to the coastline. Oh. That's one. He's only got 2 more left, but if he can land another headshot, that's all he needs.
I wonder if that took his helmet off.
That's it. Bullets are gone. Down to the Scar, and now he needs to get close because he was the range support for Kaint, and now Kaint's got no support at all. You can see Udyr, he realizes he's got to push for it. Can they catch him as he moves? Vagaxi's trying.
I suppose it all depends how much damage actually be done to NIP. When we look at their economy, how are they doing on chests, how are they doing on helmets? Obviously that's a headshot coming through with the durability being at 50%. They might still be standing. Nades are up and around.
That nade's looking good. That nade's looking good. Oh, he catches him. Kaint got caught by that one. He's down to 35. The second one's going to follow. It's going to go too far behind him. But Udyr continues to struggle to get close. He's not involved in this fight right now. He's simply scurrying to catch up as they watch his movement. But Gaxi gets downed.
That's a really big one. Now they need to push on this. He's obviously got still 1 to find, but you'd expect they'll be able to pincer this. 1 on the front, 1 on the back. G2 looking to cement this as win number 4 across 3 days. This would only extend their lead monumentally in the competition.
He spotted him there. He saw him down the hillside. He's going to try and roll one down, and that's actually looking pretty good. It's gone off just to the left there. Molly going out to try and flush him forward as Udyr tries to get the other angle on it. It's Vard that's really pressured, but he is inside the circle, so he doesn't need to make too much movement. He is going to lose his teammate, though, so he's got to try and take it to 2 1v1s if Kaint shows himself a little too much. He's just got to keep Udyr blocked away. Udyr, by the way, continuing to pop these bullets off. He's down to 55 now.
Kaint slowly but surely working his way up on Vard's right-hand side. He's not getting overly aggressive. I respect that. You're in a 2 versus 1. Will he get the res here?
He's going for it. He's going for it, and Kaint's not pushing it. Kaint's not pushing it. He's going to get Gaxi back on his feet.
No way.
He's been allowed to get Gaxi back on his feet. Kaint's realized maybe, I think he's realized what's going on here. He's a little too slow to it, but Gaxi is back, and it's a 2-on-2.
The issue is that I feel NIP's economy is going to be completely battered.
Vard's lost his helmet. Look at that.
I actually think, Lee, that came off the back of the 1-tap earlier on with the SKS.
Oh, dear. Hit the shots. He's down to 19 bullets. That's all he has left.
Oh, and he don't have anything on the SKS either, does he?
No. That's it. He's done. He's done and almost out. He's going to be coming in with the fists in a moment and the pan on. That's all he's got left. Gaxi's got an angle on him. Kaint pops over the top and gets Vard down. Gaxi tries to reply, but Kaint's done the damage. And this time they should confirm the kill. Vard will be taken out, so it's Gaxi left in a 2-on-1. Do get tagged up. Can't get around the side there. Can't get in support. Has to heal himself up as he gets tapped out by ODMA Fire.
The nade is rolling in. It rolls by his feet.
Perfect.
Right next to him.
Second one to come. It's just going to go right next to him as well. Gaxi heals up. The nade goes past Udyr. It's really all he's got left to try and toss those nades out. He does manage to dodge away from this one, but it is a long, drawn-out fight.
There's nothing really else you can do about this one. I mean, he's doing the right thing. He's letting them come to him. If he can take a 1-on-1, then he might have some kind of luck in catching an individual player. They've got 2nd place guaranteed, and they've got 4 kills in the bag, so they've done well, G2.
Can we have a look at Udir? I really think he's not got much left. He's going to be down low on bullets. Kane's going to be obviously the serious problem because he has the hillside now. Gaxi.
If you can get behind him, though, that might be an interesting one.
You got to feel Kane's going to have the angle on him. He's going to see him silhouetted soon as but Gaxi sees him as well. Has to duck behind the hill. Does he go left? Does he go right? Tries to make a run for it. He gets downed. Oh my God, Udir! Let's please give me POV of Udir because I don't think he's got a great deal left in the chamber.
He must have less than what? 19 bullets, maybe? Gaxi might win this on economy alone.
He has 8 bullets left. That is it. Nothing in the SKS. 4 bullets. This is surely Gaxi's to take. He just needs to go to the fire. Doesn't matter. Lands the shots. And now Udir has to res himself up. He's got absolutely nothing left. Gaxi goes around the side. He's going to get him before he gets back on his feet. And Gaxi will take it for